I think it's inevitable as China gets to a new stage of development that the growth rates come down from double digits, and a 7% growth rate is still very strong. And the actual amount by which the Chinese economy as a whole will grow is also roughly the same. So I think China will continue to be a huge motor of growth for the world economy. But obviously the reform program that the President and the Premier are outlining for China will be an important part of making sure those growth rates are sustained. I think the reform process that China has now embarked upon is probably one of the single most important factors in the world economy over the next few years. I think will be dramatically important for China, and that today what happens in China affects the whole of the world. I think in respect of China, there's a very strong partnership now between the UK and China. When I was Prime Minister of the UK, we launched a strategic partnership with China, and I think whichever party is in power, frankly, that is now a sort of established part of our foreign policy. And the trade between China and the UK is enormous. I mean, China will invest in the UK over the next 2 or 3 years as much as it's invested in the whole of the last 30 years in the UK. So China-UK relations are strong politically and commercially, and whatever happens in the British general election, that will stay. I am confident that there is enormous political will to maintain the single currency, but I'm also worried about the political position in Europe. And the truth is, Europe needs to do massive structural reform. I think the single currency will stay because there's such big political will behind it. On the other hand, I think there will be a lot of political tensions, and we see this not just in Greece but around Europe at the moment, where sometimes very far right-wing parties or very far left-wing parties are coming to prominence.